Hello, welcome in. How are you? So today is fasting day. We are going to be talking about all things fasting. That's what today's discussion's about. So as you're coming in, get comfortable, say your hellos. I'm going to be getting into topics. I actually would like to do polls, but I really don't know how. So I'm going to try to deter from that and just try to watch the comment sections if people choose to comment on here regarding fasting. So let me just put this on for everyone. So if I get moderators in here, it'd be easy for them to do, and they won't have to worry so much about the content. Once again, my name is Michelle. Hi, Felicia. How are you, hon? My name is Michelle. My channel is called Michelle's Mirror. It's a reflection of my total weight loss journey and also my lifestyle, and also looking internal into who you are. And we got a comment, let's say, I want to say it was Thursday, maybe Tuesday night. It's either Tuesday or Wednesday night when somebody asked us a question regarding fasting. And so, and I believe the question, and I could be wrong, but I believe it's something around what other reasons are you fasting besides for health reasons, right? And so that is what I'm going to be discussing today. I'm going to be going over what is fasting, and this is my perspective of fasting, of what I think it is. And then we're going to be also looking at the different types of fasting. And as people are coming in, hi Jane, how are you? If you guys can just, you guys can say your hellos. If you guys would like to engage and tell me about your lifestyles of fasting, and, if something on here that I have that I research is outside of what please give me your feedback on that. The more we put that we know about fasting, or if it's something new that you learned, you can put that as well. But then we're learning from each other. And so I'll start off with that. That's just like a brief intro of like what I'm going to be talking about. One of the things that I did put in my post, on my community page, is I did discuss about the Dick Gregory fast. Didn't know much about it. I don't know if everybody got a chance to look into it, but that was another question that came in that night about asking if people in the audience had knew about it. I actually didn't, so I did a research and I gave you guys a briefing on it. I'm just gonna read what that actually said real quick to you. So it says the Dick Gregory fast is a method of popularization by the civil rights activist. He was a dietitian, and his approach was to focus on extended fasting for spiritual and physical health benefits. It said that his advocacy for fasting was detoxing the body, bringing clarity to your mind, promoting healthy healing within your body. He often combined fasting with vegetarian and vegan diets. He promoted a plant-based lifestyle, and he practiced long fasting for water fasting for weeks to cleanse his body. And so that when I read that multiple times once I got it, and that's why I decided to put it on the post, was because a part of what he did in this is some of what I've done in my life. And I could look at this and be like reflecting off of it. Like, I've done extended water fasting for myself, and I've also in my thoughts of fasting through my life, because this is not me just like starting fasting. I actually think about it for like clarity of my mind, my body, and my spirit. So I try to look at everything as a whole. Hi, Felicia. Hi, Jane. Hi, Jen. How are you? So that's something that in what I've done. But so I didn't want to give only my interpretation of what I think fasting is or how people should fast. But I wanted to give also like more research into what the definition said, what type of fasting people can look for. And the way I look at fasting is a few different areas. I look at it by time, right? So the time that you fast. I also look at it by the food you eat. It could be just definitely related to food. It could definitely be related to religious and non-religious reasons. When it's non-religion, that's related to food. Okay. So That's what we're going to be going over. So your mindset when you detach from food. And I have a quote that I actually wrote. Hold on, I gotta find it. I wrote this quote down because I thought it was important that I bring it up. So I said, fasting doesn't always mean no food. Okay, sometimes it means choosing only certain foods. Okay, choosing not to eat at certain times and being intentional about that food or whatever it is that you may have that you're eliminating from your diet. Okay, and that's something that's the way I look at it. I look at it as something you're doing intentionally, and it turns from just being something you're doing to something that's part of your lifestyle that you do. And it could be in different implements of your time. It could be only one time in your life that you actually do it. But that's my viewpoint of it. Do different people test things out here and there? The answer to that question will be yes. Okay. I have tried before to be a pescatarian. And again, I did it for 4 years and then I stopped. Okay. And that's basically a lifestyle of eating certain foods and eliminating others. Okay. And so when I talk about lifestyle, we also have to know that we have norms about our food habits. And that's because there's different community of people. Hi, Kim, how are you? There's different community of people that may decline food, and it's not being disrespectful, right? It's okay because that's part of who they are. That's part of their life, of what they have grew up with. Some people grew up with only knowing certain foods and adapting to those things. So to them, that's their norm. That's their norm. And they do it based on what their family members have shown them coming up. And so we don't want to ever think that fasting is a fear of hunger, like a fear of saying, you know what, I don't want to eat and I'm not eating because I'm hungry. It's not saying you're hungry when you're not able to get food, right? So we don't want to miss hunger with fasting, right? Because there's some people who really are suffering from hunger, right? And that's totally different conversation. And so I want to make sure that I just take the broom and sweep that out of this conversation, because this is something that we're not talking about, those people who are suffering from hunger. Okay. All right. And so while we're here, I'm hoping that we can come to the understanding of knowledge and structure of fasting. All right. And maybe, I would tell you that going through this, I have learned a few things myself that I didn't know while I was doing my research. And again, I would consider myself, like, if I go from a 1 to 5 when it comes to fasting, I would think I'm kind of at like a 4. I've been in this fasting game for a very long time for multiple different reasons. So that's where I consider myself. But I did take the opportunity to write notes and to say that I learned a lot from the information that I'm gonna provide to you. All right. Does anybody have any questions? I think I've seen some comments. I'm gonna try to go back and forth, so I'm engaging with you guys as well. So I don't feel like I'm the professor over here like I do at work, and I'm just talking. I learned from the last live that you can do a simple fast, like a fast from soda, meat, sugar, stuff like that. Yes, you can eliminate that from your diet or from your foods if you choose to. Yes. Outside of fasting between dinner and breakfast, intentionally do foods relate fast for medical preparation. Yes. So intentionally do food related fast for medical preparation. Yes. Actually, yes, that's true. And so I think that, like, if you eliminated anything or did it for a certain period of time, you was fasting. That's what I got out of all this information. It was so much information. I was like, I got papers because I was writing notes, and I'm only going to go over the stuff I starred that I felt was important, because I feel like I might have a sector 1 and a section 2, and I'm going to try to bring it all together. So couple things that housekeeping thing, just remember, there is no excuses if you decide to fast, right? If you decide to fast, don't give yourself excuses of reasons why you went back to what you're doing, right? I know it's hard, but it's being intentional of not wanting those things. So when you have a fast, be intentional by preparing for that fast, right? Have preparation so that okay, what am I not going to do so I can make sure? So for me, I'll talk about one of my fasts that I went on. I went on a fast. I think it was right before Easter. It was probably in like March-ish or whatever year it was. And I fasted, said I was going to fast from meat, right? And when I said meat, I said I was going to still eat seafood, but I wasn't going to eat any like beef or chicken or eggs. And so I decided to do that. And so I guess that's like being a pescatarian, but I wasn't thinking of it at that time. I found that out later. So in the midst of that, I said I was going to do it for 30 days. So that would bring me into April. I extended it out to May, and then we actually already had a planned cruise in June. I actually fasted all the way, and temptation was there. I always say temptation comes to hunt you. And temptation was there where my son kept saying, you should try their burgers because it's all you want to eat. You should try their burgers. And I did not even go forth to even try a burger at all. And I did not even eat. I was so disciplined. I did not eat anything outside of what I said I was going to eat on that cruise. And that was, that was my purpose. I did it for spiritual reasons. And that's the next thing. Make sure you are fasting with a purpose. If it's for health reasons, if it's for religious reasons, or is it something that you're trying to do a reset for your body, have your purpose, whatever that is. Even if it's not a purpose I mentioned, you need to have that purpose. Okay. All right. And the last thing is discipline, which I just mentioned. Discipline is so, so, so important. If you don't have discipline, you're going to stumble because you don't have the discipline you need to continue to push forward. I hear you, but a medical complication can be a reasonable excuse to stop a fast. Correct. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Yes, you're correct. Yes, that is. So everything that I say also, I'm not a medical provider. I'm not a dietitian. This is my own personal experience. But if you are having any medical complications during a fast, you should stop, period. Like, yeah. This is outside of any medical, like if you're having issues, for example, I know someone that can't fast, right? Because of their medical situation. And they might like eliminate, what they do is they do things like they might eliminate like a TV show that they love, right? But again, it's not like eliminating, but they're still fasting, but they're fasting from something that's external to food. So if you're doing it, I say this for religious purposes. If you're doing this for a religious purpose, if you're doing this for God, then you can eliminate whatever it is that's sitting around you that may cause you to, like, for him to understand that I could give up this for you. I love watching, I don't watch TV, but I love watching, you can name any show, whatever, XYZ show. Every Friday, I have to turn it on, and then you just eliminate it. Every Friday for the next, month, I'm going to eliminate it, and during that time, I'm going to be giving it up. It's an intentional thing that you're doing, and you're being disciplined about it. So like I said, as long as you meet those criteria, that there's no excuse, you have a purpose, you're breaking your regular pattern, and you're rebuilding discipline, it's considered a fast. So again, if you are saying there's no excuses, you're reconnecting with a purpose, you're breaking, like you're regaining your purpose, you're breaking a pattern, and you have discipline. Those are going to be your ears to know if you are in a fast or not. All right. So great information, Jane. Thank you. I was a vegetarian for 2 years. I loved it, but now I can't stand veggies. Oh, okay. But when I go out to eat, I choose vegetarian options. Got it. So I am not a medical provider. This video is informational personal storytelling purposes only, and is not intended for medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always consult with your doctor, qualifying health professionals before starting any new medication or health journeys. Correct. All right, so thank you for that, Kim. One of the things that I'm going to start with is the different types of fasting, right? So we're going to go into the ones that's related to food that's set on hours, right? And so the first one for that would be, like, if everybody's probably familiar or heard of like an intermittent fasting. So you can think of that like a 16-8, and I wrote down 16-8 because I do practice, or I did practice that for a very long time. And so that's an intermittent fast, is when you decide to, you're not eating for a set period of time, and then you start eating for the rest of the period. Okay. So, and what does this do? Sometimes it helps with your metabolism, the reset of your metabolism, and it could help with weight loss. Not saying it's a guarantee, but it's a possibility it can help with weight loss. All right. Then there's a time restriction eating, and this one was kind of new to me. It's called TRE. All right. And so thank you. So eating during certain hours, right? So intermittent fasting is eating when you eat between, but I never heard of TRE before, but it was interesting that this came up. It says eating only during certain hours. So for example, I'm only going to eat from 10 to 6. Hello, reindeer, how are you? And then so what it does with that, it's like it avoids you from eating late night, right? So you're telling yourself that you're not eating at night for whatever reasons. But just say if you work a different shift. So everybody works different shift, different hours, so they're going to do different things. But based on what you do, maybe you prefer to call it, I look at intermittent fasting and TRE as the same thing, right? But I asked what is the difference, and they gave me the difference, and I was like, okay, forget it. I'm just gonna go with it and explain it just how it is. So the next one is alternate day fasting. I've actually never practiced alternate day fasting. Fasting every other day or several restriction for calories. I've actually never practiced this fasting, and this one was an interesting one to me because I didn't know, not that I'm aware of, I haven't heard of anyone that has done the alternate day fasting at all. So I didn't know if anybody has known anyone that's done it, and if so, how did it work out for them? It basically helps with, it says it helps with fat loss, and it helps with your insulin sensitivity. So that to me right there was very interesting, seeing that we are on a GLP-1, and there's some people in here who might have diabetes. So Reindeer says I do an 18-6 intermittent fasting. Okay, interesting. And so I have done that too, Reindeer. So that's interesting. Does it work for you? Do you like it? Do you see that it helps out with your metabolism and weight loss? Exactly. Those who can not fast from food due to medical reasons, etc., especially when speaking spiritually, can fast from other things that they enjoy a lot of to allow more time with God. Yes, that's so true. That's definitely true. And that's what I mean by when I say you have to, when you're eliminating, that's how you know, because everybody wants to say this is not fasting, this is fasting. It has to meet those categories in my eyes for it to be considered fasting. Again, some people may see it slightly different, but I actually don't. And I was happy that when I was looking up the information, it actually basically said the same thing that I was hoping that it said regarding, but I did see different things, and I wrote out, okay, yep, I do agree that these areas should be touched on as to what fasting is. So yes, it works for me. And she's Reindeer's referring to, she's on doing 18-6 intermittent fasting. I have type 2 diabetes, and I have to be careful not to overdo the fasting, but it does work very well. That's interesting. Thank you for sharing that. The next one is extended water fasting. It's a 24-hour with only water. And this one says that it provides you with a deep healing, spiritual clarity, and detox. And I would tell you all, and I think I told you guys in my live the other night, that I did an extended day fasting for 36 days. That was the longest I ever did. And I probably, if I'm guided by God, I probably would never do it again. But I did it for deep healing. That's what I did it for. And I was asking for something, and everything worked out. And so I didn't do it for detox, but I guarantee you my body was cleaned out after that situation. So am I buffing anybody? Just let me know if I'm buffing in and out. I'm hoping that this internet over here is working okay. Just let me know. What are you seeing on your end? Okay. And so The next one I'm going to talk about is religious, and I hope this doesn't affect anybody in here. Just know that I'm not asking you to practice any religion. I'm just going over information that I received regarding different religions, and just basically going over what is said. So Ramadan, which is they said is traditional for Islamic. They during that time they do no food, no drinks for 30 days from sundawn to sunset. Okay. So that's what they do, and they do it for spiritual discipline and purification. That's what's listed. I had to research it. So the next one is going to be Lent. It's for Christianity, and it's 40 days of giving up something, food habits. So again, this is something that when you're giving up like a TV show or something like that, it's for a sacrifice, a reflection of repentance. Okay, so during that time of giving it up, they're actually reflecting and repenting. All right. And this one just passed, Yama Cooper. This was for Judaism. This is actually practice where you do 25 hours of no food or water. It's 25 hours, so not 24. You're going to that next extra hour when you're doing it, and it's for the Day of Atonement, which is the holiest day of the year, and it's a soul cleansing. So that actually just passed this October. There's also Buddhism. They has a Buddhist fast where they avoid food after noon, and it's for mindfulness and detaching. So that's something that they practice often. Hinduism is another one. It's for fasting for on lunar days. They're following, I think when they say lunar, they're following like the moon of the days during the festivities of their religion. And they do devotion and purification during that time. And then there's the Daniel fast, which is in Christianity. It's a plant-based or whole food fast, no meat, no dairy, no sugar, processed foods for 21 days. Okay. And that one's for clarity, discipline, and spiritual breakthrough. Okay. So those are the ones that were for religious purposes. And so so you do, okay, so let me go back. Okay, yes. Okay, so then Felicia says, I'm researching fasting for my sister with type 2 diabetes. The benefits are incredible for diabetic communities. Okay, that's awesome. I do Lent, no soda, red meat, or swear words. Okay, you add the swear. That's interesting. No swear words. Okay, and I told myself I was writing my own notes. So under Lent, under sacrifice, reflection, repentance, I'm saying no swear words. Anything that you guys put on here, I wanted to make sure that I go forth and add my own notes to it from what I learned from the live. I'm really taking myself, and this is a teaching moment for myself as well. So just know that we're both learning here. And I hope everybody is enjoying it. And if there's something that if there's something that I missed or something that you want to add, you're more than welcome to do that. Great, Randair. I also intermittent fast to get my sugar down to normal to improve insulin sensitivity. Then I had to cut back, groom it after my glucose started continuously going too low. Okay, got it. I follow you, Kim. Okay, thank you for sharing that, Kim. I can do that fast. Oh, I can do that fast. What is it called again? Daniel? Oh, hold on. Okay, so it says Daniel fast. It says it's for plant-based. You're doing whole food fast, no meat, dairy, sugar, or processed foods for 21 days. That's what that one says. And it's supposed to bring clarity, discipline, and spiritual breakthrough. Okay? So Reindeer's responding back to Kim and just saying, yep, that's why I have to be very careful, but the benefits of the blood sugars was great. Okay. All right. That's awesome. So the next one we're going into is going to be for non-religious purposes and lifestyles. And you could also look at it like it could be your ethics. It could be the way you grew up. It could be your lifestyle. Hi, Henry. How are you? Himani, how are you? So that's that's basically the next types. Right now we're going over the fastings. We just finished going over the different types of, hi G's, how are you? We just went over the religious, we've we went over time fasting, and we just went over the different types of religious fasting. Hi G's, how are you? And now we're going over non-religious fasting. So G says, hey, I just got done. Oh, okay. Oh, how was it? A lot of people. Oh no, that's fine. We got in a little late. We actually started at 2:30 because I was running a little late today, and I had to come out and come to the office. I decided to try to come to the office to do some of my lives if I can. Um, after doing everything in my power, I had to titrate back from 7.5 to 5 milligrams. And since that, no, and since they, wait, hold on, and since that, I've been seen low at 68 right before it was time to eat. Oh, wow. To God be the glory. Yes. Okay. All right. So we're going to get into the non-religious practices, and this is more for ethical reasons of people fasting. So first one that we have is going to be a vegan fast. And so what is a vegan fast? What is it described as? Is just extracting yourself from animal products, animal foods that are out there. And so any animal food they do not eat, no matter if it's in cheese, meat, anything. They do not. I mean, I think it. If I'm trying to remember, I have a friend, and I believe it's down to like even if like it's hair product, anything. They're totally vegan, and they do it for ethical reasons, health, environment reasons. They are strong believers, and like I said, they're very disciplined, right? So the four categories that we discussed earlier, they're very disciplined in what they're doing, and they're making sure that they're subduing to what's set for that. And I only because when I say that, I just have a friend who I know is a vegan, and they don't dib and dab. They are strict on their fasting. And I call it a lifestyle personally. And so then there's a raw vegan detox. Some people do that. Like I said, this is different because this is only for a certain period of time that you're detoxing your body from meats, right? And you're using only plant-based, basically. And you're doing it just basic for a cleanse of your detox and to reboost your energy in your body. You're not doing it for a lifestyle. And that's why I wanted to stress that the first one was a lifestyle and this one is not a lifestyle. And I wrote both down because I found it interesting because I actually never heard of this raw vegan detox before. It's my first time. So that was something that I basically had written down because it's short term. It's not a lifestyle. Okay. And sometimes you could do it. I did look up an article as well. And some people do it certain times of the year. Some people do it like every quarter just to do like that full cleanse of their body. And so I found that very interesting. That's what they do to actually do a cleansing. So the next one is called a juice fast. And I think I've heard a lot of people in the community talk about juice fast. So, I wanted to make sure that I brought that one up as well. And so that's when you only consume fresh juices. And so today, what did I do? I decided to kind of show what those are, right? So I brought my Be Amazing. This is something that I drink. So I will let you, I think I showed this one other time on my when I was live at night, I can't remember. But this flavor is called it's peach mango, right? And it's greens, and it has 4 grams of fiber. It has less than 1 gram of sugar and 25 calories on it. And I really, really like it. And I can kind of show like I don't know if you guys can see, but all the things that it has in it, it's really good. But you can go to the website if you want to look at it more closely. My staff, they actually brought some because I brought it to work. I had them try, but this is my favorite brand and is the peach mango. I also have the berry one also. So I love these things, but I like to drink them cold. They really taste really, really good. So again, while we're getting into I'm not sponsored by them or anything, but they're really good. So, and when you open them, they're green. So when you're drinking it, it's green. So you might look like, wait, hold on, do I want this? Really, really good. Try it, right? I actually went on vacation and not vacation, but my work trip. And my son told me he drank all my juices, which was very interesting to me. I was like, all of them? But that was like, when I came to the office, I was like, you didn't drink all my juices. I still got some. Let me not say that too loud before they get gone. Okay, sorry. All right, so back to the topic. Let me just get to the comments real quick. So I think G's said the best fast is the one that works and is sustainable for you. Yes, I agree with you on that. Jane says, oh, Michelle, it is so important to explain lifestyle versus short term. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, yeah, you're welcome. So that juice, like I said, it's and it has probiotic fibers. So like this, I mean, I love these. I don't know. They're so good. I'm glad that I introduced it into my regimen. But let's talk about juice fasting. So we want to make sure that you're not thinking I'm talking about like just drinking any type of juice, right? We want to make sure that it's something that is healthy for our bodies, and we see the juicing of vegetables, and that's basically what it is. Like, we want it to be something healthy. We don't want you to go get like, a fruit punch and drink that. I mean, I guess this is juicing, right? That's what somebody might challenge me and say. But the whole point of juice fasting is because you're detoxing. And so when you're detoxing, you do want to make sure that you're putting in your resetting of your gut. You do want to make sure you're putting these necessary things into your body that are healthy, right? So we want to keep in mind that like through all of the different types of fasting we heard about some type of health component that's tied into it. So I think that's really, really something we should take as a takeaway for this as well. And so that's a juicing fast, is only consuming fresh juices. And I did put the word fresh and I highlighted it because I wanted to make sure I said that very clear, and I drew in on it as well. And it also provides you with mental clarity. I'm sorry, I'm not pointing my pen at you. I talk with my hands. I'm sorry, you guys. Mental clarity too. It kind of helps you reset your mind as well. So that's something that you can do if you feel like you're feeling a little foggy. You can definitely do that. Okay, so G's put in the comments. I went veggies and nuts prior to GLP-1. Oh, you only had veggies and nuts. Okay, awesome. So that's still, you're still getting your protein and you're still getting sources of fiber. So you're still getting your nutrition. So that's good. And then the next one, and if I missed any of them, again, like I said, I want you guys to chime in so I can write them down. And maybe I just was like, oh, I never heard of that, and I don't think it's that. But if you guys have any other ones, please let me know. Carnivore diet, okay? This is a reversed fasting because that's what they call it. I didn't know that. So I kept seeing reverse fasting. I'm like, what is a reverse fasting? I never heard of that before. But I guess it's the carnivore diet, right? It's eating only meat products, meats, eggs, and animal fats. That's it. That is a carnivore diet. It eliminates like it's an autoimmune. They said it's an autoimmune reflect, like it kind of like helps you with your, if you have some type of medical stuff. There's a lot of people who says this helps them. Again, that's what I read out there, so that's what I wrote it down. Also, they said that it also helps you build a lot of muscle when you do this carnivore diet, which they call it the reverse diet. Okay, so those are the items that I looked up. Felicia, it is more common than I know for diabetics to go to hypoglycemic to really high sugar to hypoglycemia after major lifestyle changing, fasting, and or meds. It seems weird to me, but true. Okay, interesting. And that's hyperglycemia. I believe I was pronouncing that wrong in the beginning. All right. And so something else that I wrote down just on the side of my paper was just that that when you're on a carnivore diet, it really essentially, some people call it a fasting, right? They call it the reverse fasting, but they're really listing it as a diet. I don't know why. I kept questioning that. Again, I didn't. That's where I was like stuck at. I was stuck here for a little bit. Because it's something about the calories that you produce when you're on that type of diet. So I just wanted to let you know about that as well. Okay. Um, all right. And so, yes, it's about what fast works best for you and you choose. Yes, exactly. And so the 36-day fasting that I did on water, it was deeply, deeply about my physical. I went through a traumatic situation in my life, where, you know, where something happened to one of my children, and it was unexpected. And we actually, if you know, we kind of gathered up spiritually, and it's something that, with many people around me, in prayer around me, didn't tell me to do it, but I felt like I needed to do it. But at the end of it, like, all I can say is my son is 22 years old. He is still here with me as of today. And so I know that it worked. And so I did that for a deep spiritual reasons, and I don't really suggest that anybody do something of that nature. It's very dangerous to just like go into a water fast if you're not mentally, physically, or if your health is not in any type of order and you haven't talked to your doctor regarding that. I went beyond intermittent fasting, and I went into a 36-day period of saying, until this situation changed, I will not go back to food. And so I do want to talk about the preparation, and then also getting from like coming from a fast, right? So I kind of talked about like ease your way into it. Yes, you can just go cold turkey, but if you want to prepare your body, then slowly eating less and less. If you're going into something deep like a 24-hour day fast or something like that, or switching from like meat to straight juicing, I don't know if you want to ease your way into that with like a broth or something. I don't know. It's just, you might want to ease your way into it, and then when you're coming out of it, I wouldn't just go back into eating everything I used to eat. I would ease my way back into it, right? The same way. I just think it's important, and I didn't find any like sustainable research on that at all, but that's something that I do, and I've been fasting for many, many years. And so, yes, Kim, that is what I read. So many fasts you're mentioning that I've not heard of. Oh yeah, that's exactly like what I said. Yeah, I was just reading them, and I've learned a lot of information. Michelle, thank you for researching and sharing some of your personal experiences. Yes, thank you for being here. And I do want to say that, I think that out of all of this, we should be thinking about our healings, how we want to grow, and how we want to reset, and having a purpose. So if you decide to fast, and when you decide to give up something, you're not just doing it, you're not doing it for anyone else. You're basically doing it for you. And this is where I come back into my whole reflection. You're really doing it only for you. And you will like make the changes in your body or whatever's going on surface around you, because you are like solely gearing up of those things that you need to change within your atmosphere. Okay. And so I do have a couple of questions for you guys. I was hoping that I had access to this poll thing, but I guess I don't. I tried to do it before, and I didn't succeed at all. So I think we kind of had some of these inside of like the chat anyways, of people talking about, and I wrote them down. Like, people talk about they've done intermittent fasting, and some people have never tried fasting, and that some of the information was, they haven't heard of before. But then also I wanted to ask, like, what would be your biggest challenge with fasting if you had to approach it? Would it be the cravings that you think that you would struggle with? Do you think it would be staying consistent of a reason why you, like, when you fast, or if you ever thought about fasting, or if you're considering it? These are just different things. Or would it be like your family, because maybe you cook for your family a certain meal, and it will be hard not to be in that social with them and still be able to fast. I think I've heard that in the community, the social part. or not knowing where to start, right? Not knowing where to go, not knowing what a fast is, not knowing what is it going to do for you. And that's what I really wanted to pinpoint today, of the different things that we may not know, that if we don't know, we want to become better at knowing, right? And understand that we want to put our questions out there. If there's anything that we are interested in, or something that, was not discussed of a fasting that you do. And I'll say this, anybody can make up a fast, right? We could call it like, somebody might say, oh, we're going on a banana fast, like, I just wanted people to understand the word is going to people are going to put something in front of fast, right? But it's all about those 4 components that we talked about in the beginning. But that is like what you're going to consistently hear all the time, like all the time. I hear that's why some of them I didn't put down, because I'm like, it was just like, okay. Like, somebody made up a fast, they called it a fast, there's a group of people that participated, and they did it. Great. Anybody can do that. So just keep that in mind. Also, I want to talk about your lifestyle. So your lifestyle is going to be something that if you do it longer than, like, I would say anything over, and somebody would say 21 days, right? Because 21 days is like the Daniel fast. A lot of people say 21 days, but I say 3 months. I say if you do anything over, hi Twan, how are you? If you do anything over 3 months, that it's considered a lifestyle change, okay? It's not short period, okay? A short term is 3 months or less. And I'm bringing my financial life into this. 3 months or less is short term, okay? Anything over 3 months that you're doing consistently on an everyday basis is now becoming part of your lifestyle, okay? So understanding that when you are stepping into things that are considered fasting, depending on the type of fast that you choose to do, if you do it for less than 3 months, that's just you casually fasted here and there. It's not your lifestyle. If you do it for longer than 90 days, then it's considered a lifestyle change that you're making for yourself, at least under my thoughts. Again, you can decide that 30 days is your lifestyle change. I am okay with that. But for me, the way I look at it is duration and terms are kind of 2 different things in categories. Yeah, you're right. Yes. And so that's what I wrote down too, is just understanding that long term, your lifestyle versus a short term of doing something, like when they talked about the 2 different types of vegan fasting, diets, detox, they clarified that. All right. And we all know that when we go to the doctor, sometimes we have to get different medical procedures, and they tell us to fast, like, don't eat after this time, So you're fasting from eating totally nothing. Usually they say you can have water only for a certain time frame, okay? And so we're going to see that happen at different procedures if we have them in our lives. But just know that that's just regular procedures that happens. And, if you ever feel dizzy or anything happens, or you don't feel good, make sure you contact your doctor. All right. The hardest part of intermittent fasting for me is when I get very dizzy. Okay, interesting. Yeah. So I look at it like, if you're getting dizzy, then you should, for one, consult with your doctor, and you probably should try something different. But definitely talk to your doctor about that. I do want to do it though. I may have to alter it. Yeah, to my needs. Yes, definitely got to alter it. Yes. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that's fine, Twan. Thank you for joining in. I just like to promote the health benefits to obesity people that are medically capable. Yes, that is great. And so, geez, what fastings do you partake in your life? Which ones do you partake in? Do you have any timing fast that you do? Is it religious, or do you have non-religious ones? I don't really talk about all the ones that I do at all, but I can tell you guys if you want to know. I can let you guys know. No extreme fasting. No extreme fast intimate. Okay, intermittently. Okay, got it. So I do intermittent fasting. Well, I have done. Let me see. I have done intermittent fasting, and I have done extended water fasting, and I do follow I do follow the Day of Atonement. I do follow that of the 25-hour fast, no food, no water. Um, and I have followed the Daniel fast as well. And I was a pescatarian, but I didn't put that on here as a fast. But there's a lot of different, you know, things that you can eliminate from your food. I do intermittent fasting. Sometimes I also do liquid fast. I do religious fast, whatever required. Got it. Oh, you do daily, but not long term. Okay, got it. Okay. So, like, I have a whole bunch of stuff, but I summed it up. I only highlighted the things I wanted to talk about today. Um, it got into a lot of information also on, like, your lifestyle conflicts and ways to overcome those things. I was going a little bit in that direction, but I thought if I start here and just give the informational, then maybe like I can do a part two on, those type of emotional eating that, I wrote down here because that came up. Also, it came up about lifestyle conflicts that you may have when doing this, and also cultural norms and food habits that you may currently have, and also understanding when you have a lack of knowledge and understanding, it's hard for you to start anything or begin. And I have like a whole sector on those things, and breaking down those very much in detail. But I went through and like I said, I highlighted what I felt was the most beneficial for today's topic, and to bring it to you guys within an hour period, respectfully to everybody's time on a Saturday with their families or hanging out or whatever they're doing. But thank you all. Is there any questions you guys or any questions for me that you would like for me to try to answer the best of my ability? And you're welcome. So Kim says I've done intermittent fasting, medical fasting, and spiritual fasting, including Daniel's fast. Okay, awesome. That's awesome. Yep. Oh yes. So I'll do more information on live. Yes. I'll come. So yeah, I'm gonna try to come to my office more. I come here only sometimes, but and I have like my whole like refrigerator, but my son wants me to do my um oh, thank you, Jen. Thank you. She says I'm not fasting. Thank you. So I come here, my son wants me to kind of like decorate it up and stuff like that, and put like the name of my channel behind me at we have some furniture in here too. But yeah, he wants me to change it up a little. And so I'm gonna probably be working on that soon, but I haven't started that project yet. So yeah, but hopefully I can come here. It's hard for me to come here at night. I guess it's open at any time I can come in, but for purposes of me getting up in the morning and stuff like that, it's hard for me to get here. Yeah, he's very supportive. He's very supportive, and he wanted me to use my computer. He gave me like he wanted to make sure everybody could hear me. He gave me his other microphone. He was doing his recording. He gave me this microphone and took my microphone. He's like, Mom, just use whatever. But give me the small one. He's like, I got you the compact one so you can carry it in your purse. So he's like, he has his whole setup in here. Like he has multiple screens. So he wants me to like, I don't know if you can see it. He has his multiple screens. He be doing all his charting and everything is in here. Yeah, so we share this space together. So yeah, I got to do a little bit more housekeeping around here, and then I can probably be here even more. Um, thank you, everyone. And I would not be. Oh, hold on. When I proposed the question to you during your live, it was about people obese individuals that are medically capable that choose not to even after realizing the benefits. Oh, interesting. So, oh, you were referring, okay. Yeah, so people who are medically capable. Okay. Okay, so people who are medically capable, but they choose not to fast. I think that because some people don't want to follow discipline. I think some people are comfortable when they know that they might need a body reset. It sometimes take them to hear it from a medical professional, that something's going on in their body, and that then they start to realize, oh gosh, I gotta fast from this. I personally feel like sometimes it takes them to hit that wall. Like, and it shouldn't take that, right? But sometimes it does. But yeah. But thank you, because I mean, you had me doing a lot of research over here. Geez, I was like pen and paper. I'm back in school. I'm a researcher, so I don't mind. I don't mind. I do that for work too, so I'm okay with it. But I appreciate you coming into my comments. I'm okay. At least it gave me something different to look into and get out the house on a Saturday a little bit. So thank you. But yes, I feel like if they can do it and they choose not to, I feel like, and just say if it's affecting the numbers on the scale, geez, I'm going one step further, and this is outside of like just fasting. If it's affecting them to the point that the scale is not moving or their health is not improving, that might be a realization too, but I really don't know. Like, these people are going to do what they want. Oh my gosh. People be doing what they want around here until they hear from their doctor that something's not working. Yeah, I'm going to try to decorate it. Thank you, Jane. I really appreciate it. Um, yes, he wants me to like personalize the room a little bit. He prefers it that way. Geez, I was referring to this new influencer your way. She stated she hasn't found anyone who had heart symptoms on a GLP-1. Oh, okay. Yes, a different perspective is always welcome. Give us something to think about. Yes, always. Knowledge is power. Amen. We need that, right? We need to know. And so I hope you guys continue to enjoy your Saturday. And if you didn't see the Be Amazings, try them. They're so good. Oh my gosh, they are so delicious. I think they're on Amazon. So I know if Twan might add it to her shop. But if she does, you guys can go grab it. These are so good. Like, they're I meant to bring some with me to Florida, because I was gonna, like, if I forgot them, I was gonna put them in my bag. But they're like I said, it has probiotic, it has 1 gram of sugar, it has 25 calories. And listen, these are some good drinks. I don't know if you like drinking greens, but listen, this flavor is peach mango. Put it in the fridge or get you some ice. It's so good. I promise. If you ain't tried it, just get you 1 box. Okay, I just ordered me like 4 or 5 more boxes. I don't think anyone has I don't think everyone has to fast whether they can. People can make their choice, if it works for them. Yeah, the people are going to do yeah, exactly. People are going to do whatever they want to do until, like, if they want to do it, they're going to do it. And some people, like, we're not talking about people that can't, but yeah, like, people are going to, if they don't want to do it, they're not going to do it, whether it's beneficial or not. There's a lot of things in life that's beneficial. Going to the gym is beneficial. Some people choose not to even work out, so we all have these do's and don'ts that we don't do. We should not condemn people because they choose differently. No, definitely not. I am a true believer of that, Jane. Thank you for saying that. And so, like, if you feel like you don't want to fast at all for whatever reason and you don't want to partake in it, that is perfectly fine. The one statement I didn't make that I crossed out was that everybody fasts when they sleep. I said, I know people don't want to hear that from me. I kind of crossed it out, but I kind of felt like every time somebody sleeps, they fast. But the only thing is not intentional, right? You're not intentionally fasting, but it's unintentional. But I'm like, they don't eat, whatever. But that's not here nor there. That was me just being silly. I crossed it out of my notes. Yeah, but I agree with you, Jane. No, it's not a lack of discipline. They could have things that they do that they don't do. Wait, hold on. No, it's not a lack of discipline. They could have things that they do that we don't do. Okay. Can you elaborate on that so I can understand? I'm just trying to make sure I understand. What's the nutritional value of fasting? So there's multiple nutritional nutritional things of fasting can be, you can also, it helps with your metabolism. It helps you with your weight loss. One of them was insulin sensitive, one of the fasts that I went over. You can go back and watch the replay too, but yeah, they had a lot of different, you know, different nutritional reasons of fasting. But can you, I'm just going back to Jane's comment because I want to make sure I understand. So I was asking her if she can just elaborate for me. That would be great. Geez, it's unfortunate that it takes some people more time than others to get to their minds wrapped around the tools, resources, and knowledge is provided, but some never do. Yeah. Oh, hold on, I gotta read it. No, it's not a lack of discipline. They could have things that they do that we don't do. Okay. I said that at the beginning. Oh, I said that at the beginning. I fast between dinner and breakfast, correct? And when I have to do it for medical reasons. Okay, yeah, I got that from the beginning. Yeah, I got your comment from the beginning. Yes, I did understand that. Yep. Oh, she's asking for the value of the drinks. Oh, the nutritional values. I'm so sorry. I'm all into reading the wrong thing. Okay, hold on. Okay, so the nutritional values, where am I? Hold on, I'm assuming it's right here. So it says it has like cucumber and celery juice. It says the total fats is 0, sodium 95 milligrams, carbohydrates 8, fiber 4, sugars less than 1 gram, vitamin A 86. So vitamin A 10%, vitamin C is 100%. I guess there's a lot of vitamin C in here. It's 90 milligrams. Vitamin D, vitamin E are both 10. Vitamin B6 and potassium is 2. Yeah, but if you pull it up if you pull it up on, I think it's on I think they have, my friend, I think she ordered some off of what is that called? Amazon, and they have the nutritional values on there as well for you. Hold on. They have them listed for you as well. Yeah, you stated that it could be that they don't have discipline to fast. The reason, in response is why people who can fast don't. The response to why people who can fast don't. Yeah, but we can't speak to someone's level of discipline just because they don't fast. You're right. Yeah, make total sense. Some people, I would say some people who like, if I ask someone, and I'm just using this for my own thing, like I've been to spaces of places where people choose not to fast because of like because of discipline reason, whatever that can be. They can say, I'm going over here and I don't want to fast because of this reason. And so I was looking at it on that type of space for myself, like where you go, and some people just cannot just have the discipline at all. But then when you made the comment after to state like, whether they have the discipline or not, they may still choose not to fast. That's true, because some people have the discipline and they may not want. So that's a good perspective. There are people that run a marathon every year. They are disciplined, but maybe they don't fast. Right. That doesn't take away from their discipline. Right. Exactly. That's what I was just, yeah. Yep. So I understand what Jane was saying. That's why I went back and I'm saying, yes, that's right. Some people may choose just, I don't want to partake in this at all. This is not something that I'm interested in doing, but they are a disciplined person as other things that they may do in their life. Some people cannot fast for health reasons, such as, yes, you're absolutely correct. And we did touch a little bit on that in the beginning as well, that some people cannot fast due to health reasons. So we did touch on that particular topic as well. But thank you for coming in and putting your comment. I appreciate it. I don't think fasts have anything to do with whether you're disciplined or not. You're saying whether you're disciplined or not? Well, I feel like that if you're going to decide, right, I feel like you have to have those 4 categories that I just mentioned. Yep. And if you guys, I feel like I'm going to go back to it. And I feel like you have to have, if you're going to decide to do any of these fasts, if you make a decision, first is make it a conscious decision that you're going to do it. And if you are going to do it, I think it's those 4 areas. You're going to have a purpose of reason why you're doing it, right? You want to make sure that you're going to be disciplined in it. And I don't want to take what I'm saying to saying that someone else is not disciplined than someone else. What I'm totally referring to is that you want to have clarity, you want to have discipline, you want to have connection, knowing that you're connecting to something for a healing purpose. You want to have a purpose, okay? Those are going to be my categories. If you decide to jump onto a fast, you have to have these things in order to complete these fasts that I mentioned today. So when I say discipline, I'm saying because to do a fast, you have to be disciplined. If I say today, Michelle, I'm going to go on a juice fast, I have to have discipline. So my concept of having discipline is going to be literally knowing that I have to have clarity as to what I'm doing. Clarity is always going to be, what am I doing? Then discipline is going to tell myself, I'm doing it for this period of time, and I'm eliminating these items, and I'm connecting with God, source, universe, or I'm connecting with the healing in my body. And that's going to be my purpose. So I will write down my purpose, because my purpose is always going to end. Hopefully the results are going to be there for me to see. How are you? And thank you for coming in. And so again, when I say I feel like you have to have discipline. In order to start, you need to have discipline. Now, the example that was given, I think in our perspective of what you and Jen were referring to, Jane, I believe that that's just saying, does a person have discipline to do anything? But I'm saying to have discipline to start anything, whether you're starting a fast or whether you're starting a marathon, you got to have discipline, whatever it is. So like, people sometimes don't start their fast because maybe they don't have that, they're not interested in fasting. They're not even looking in this direction. But if you're interested in fasting, these are your areas that you need to definitely make sure you have before you start. Because like, if I possibly wouldn't have started my fast, if I was thinking about, oh, this is going to go longer than 30 days, it's going to go into my trip that I'm going to on a cruise where I paid for unlimited food, I wasn't even thinking about that because I started way before in March, and then it just continued on. And I just said, okay, after I did it for over 30 days and it was turned into 60 days, I just said, okay, I'm just going to see how long this will go. And actually stop. I went back to eating meat, but it only lasted 4 years. So it was like a lifestyle change for 4 years of my life. And then that's it. So I think when we're talking about discipline, we're talking about in 2 different perspectives of conversation, but I wanted to bring this back just to make sure I'm gearing into the different things that I wanted to make sure that we pointed out that you need in order to like really get into that fast. When you're thinking about getting into a fast, not saying because I feel like if you're not disciplined, you're definitely not going to survive during the period of time or whatever period of time that you set for yourself. When I did it for my son, my purpose was, until this happens, till this situation changes for my son, I would not go back to eating food. That's what I said. I was disciplined. I had clarity from the beginning of what I was doing. I'm not eating no food. I'm only drinking water. I was disciplined during the process, during the duration of time. I connected with spirit. So that's the connection. And the purpose was that I wanted to make sure that my son was okay at the end of the process. And that was my stability. And when did my fast break? My fast broke the moment the situation changed. The moment it changed, which took 36 days for the change to happen, I went back to being my normal self again. So all those components kind of like helped me get through that fast of that water fast that I was on. And I didn't even know I didn't even tell myself I was going into a water fast. I just was like it was just so much going on at the time. My mental was just like, I know that if you don't put food in your mouth, that things will break over your life. And that's written. So that's what I believe. And I believe that, if you want to see change in your life, sometimes you got to give up something you love the most. to see the results you want to see. And I'm not preaching to anybody, and I'm not telling you have to do that in your life, but I'm telling you that's what I did in my life. Um, I have I have discipline. I weigh and I track all my foods for a year, but Zepbound is amazing as it is. Unfortunately, lower my blood pressure a lot. Oh, okay, wow. Yeah, you probably should talk to your doctor before you start fasting because you said a lot of things in here. So I'm gonna be watching you. Don't be fasting. Talk to your doctor. Um, but I want to fast for the obesity aspect. Yeah, but try to figure out which one works best for you. Hello. I think Ann came in. Hello, Ann. Hi. Coach, how are you? Coach Amin, how are you? Yes, I think yes, discipline is needed to do intentional things, but we shouldn't tie lack of discipline to why someone's choosing to do certain things unless we ask the person. Correct. I am totally in agreement with you on that, Jane. I respect each person, so I do understand that, and everybody can be definitely going through something different in their life and in their lifestyle as well. I do understand that. I'll definitely talk to my doctor and dietitian. Yes, do that, please, because I don't want you to, try something and start small, right? You can start small. Don't start big. Start small. Do small things over a shorter period of times and make sure it's okay with your doctor. And I promise it would be like way better than just like trying to jump into a deep fast of something. The things I say I do is like literally I'm guided by just something higher than me. So it's like, I was expecting a something better to come from it. Um, I'm Oh, thank you, Jane. I appreciate it. I'm glad that you're here. I love the chickens. Oh my God, I told you it reminds me of when I was in Alabama. And I just sat there and was watching yesterday. I was like, oh man, it's like reminds me of being in Alabama. Yeah. Um, yeah, so I really if I do come back for a part two, it'll probably be tomorrow. I do have like one medical appointment tomorrow, but it would go more over the lifestyle and conflict, like those types of things that I didn't get into today. That's what it would be. Um, oh, because it was me over here trying to figure out a way to say what you said. Just to split. Oh God, Kim's about to get me. She's gonna come over here like, watch your words. Kim about to get me. Okay. Yeah, so but yeah. So make sure you guys are just if you have questions, please put it below. If you guys missed anything, I do appreciate you guys stopping in anyways. Oh, thank you. And stopping in today. And go back and watch. I gave a lot of information about fasting, timing of fasting, and I think you will appreciate and learn something from it. And you will definitely get where you need to go. I need all you content creators so I can subscribe. I need all you guys so I subscribe. You guys look great. I look forward to your lives. Thank you, Miss Ann. I appreciate you for stopping in and thank you for subscribing. I really appreciate that. Yeah, this community, I'll say this before I go. This community is great. I would say, like, before I became a content creator, I was someone that was watching an audience, and I always had my pen and my paper taking notes. I have notes, all these notes about different things, and, okay, this happens, and I started drawing graphs out, like, about, like, this happens on 12.5, this happens on 7.5. I would definitely like write everything down that was happening that people would tell me, and then I would try to, where I didn't have a spot, I would be like filling things in. So I appreciate everyone's perspectives, everyone's information. I would say if you think it's a silly idea to share, because there is information that people don't know that's out there. For the rest of the day, when I get off of here, I am definitely going to try to put me and Felicia's video out. I'm going to try to work on that. I'm not really good. My son's not here to help me, but I'm going to try my best to, we did a video on not having your gallbladder. No, did we do gallbladder? No, we didn't do gallbladder yet. We're going to do gallbladder, but that's in the future. But we talked about us having a disorder to Wegovy, which is we have this thing called disodium phosphate. And so I'll leave you to watch the video, but we have that, and it basically it restricts us from certain things that we might want to eat. Yeah, we have an allergy. That's what it is. Thank you. And now you see me sitting here struggling, trying to figure out the word. Yes, an allergy to Wegovy. And we both have the same allergy. We actually found out in here in the community. We found out. So like it's an interesting interview that we did. I do have a couple clippings. Like I was able to pull some shorts out of it, but I would like to share the whole video that we did together, and I've been struggling trying to get it online. So I'm gonna work on that this afternoon. So I really appreciate you all, and I hope I didn't miss anything. Oh, drop your little yellow hearts if you, oh yeah, drop your yellow hearts. You can drop your mirrors, whatever you guys choose to do. I'll give you guys a minute so everybody can see who's a content creator in here. Thank you guys for the 12 likes. Thank you guys for everybody who stopped in. Even if you shared, you didn't share, I'm okay with it. Again, I appreciate all the support, everyone. I appreciate support all the time. So you guys go follow each other on here. So then Miss Ann can know who you guys are and get to know your content. G says he's live tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. Oh, you're going live twice. Oh, between 6 and 8. Oh, okay. Sorry, I read it wrong. So Jesus goes live between 6 and 8. So you can watch him live. Yep. So make sure you guys can go. Felicia usually has like love letters. And also Kim J didn't drop hers, but you can go follow Kim J too. And Jane, I love Jane. Oh, there she goes. Twan is above, I think. And also Coach Mean is also here. So she's also a content creator. She stopped in for a little bit. I'm trying to see if there's anybody else that I recognize. Oh yeah, and there was one more. Hold on. I don't know if they're still here, but I know they're a content creator. Hold on. Hiamani, she's also a content creator as well. So thank you all again for stopping in. Whether you drop your yellow hearts or not, I made sure I let the person know. And you can always go back. You're multitasking. Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow, geez. I don't know what time I'm going live tomorrow to celebrate my 20K. Oh, you got to 20K. Awesome. Congratulations, Twan. Awesome. What time are you going live? I'll wait for you to tell us, so then I won't I know you tell me just go live whenever you want to, but I don't know. I might go a little early because I have my doctor's appointment tomorrow. Do you know what time yet, Twan? Are you going early, going late, afternoon? I know that's amazing. That's a big accomplishment. I'm thankful for my, what is this? I think I have 200. I think I got a notice that I got 250 subscribers today. I was like, oh, thank you. I appreciate all 250 of you. It would maybe be at 1 or 2. Okay. After church. Okay, great. Okay, got it. All right. So I'll try to go before you while you're at church. Then I'll because I don't want to miss your live. So I'll definitely be there for 1. All right, you guys. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day. Peace, love, and happiness.